Hi guys, welcome back to World's Okay-est Mom. Today I'm actually in my kitchen and I'm actually going to show you how I make the chili slash chicken salsa that we had when you're seeing this, it's gonna be last week from the grocery haul that I showed you. Let me just flip you around and I'll show you kind of all the ingredients that we're working with here. So a lot of you probably have already, recognized all these ingredients from my previous video of my food haul. I'll link that in the description below if you haven't seen it. But just generally, real quick, pretty standard chili making ingredients. Got the beef. I love when my chili is super thick and hearty. Basically, my goal is to be able to turn the bowl upside down and it stays. It's like a blizzard. I love when it's super thick and chunky. Like I want my chili she thick, definitely. So yeah, all my seasonings, salt, pepper, garlic, obviously all the normal cumin, chili powder, all that jazz. The salt, pepper, garlic is obviously like a standard and staple in my cooking, period. I did buy 2 of these salsas. I wasn't sure how much I'd need, and I'm more of the side on the error of caution, I guess, and buy more just in case, I can always stash it. It's not going to go bad unless it's opened. So yeah, I don't think I'll need that. As you'll come to realize, I don't really measure in my cooking. I just kind of eyeball it and kind of go with it. It's probably why I make a horrible baker, but I digress. Breast tenderloins or breast, these are in the chicken strips. We don't, again, usually get them like this. I usually use thick whole breast things, and but they cook faster when they're this small. So mild sausage, I generally only buy these in the summer so we can have them on the grill, of course, unless I get them for the chili mixture concoction thing. But yeah, so I'll put those in there. Black beans, I absolutely love chili beans in the sense that they come in like this chili sauce that adds a great flavor, so I'll use those. Obviously hot sauce, gotta have the Franks, corn, and then of course vessels to scoop and eat them with when it's all done. I also have the bread that I got from Wegmans, which it isn't now, but when I first bought it, it was still warm. Like that was how fresh it was. So let's get started. First thing I want to mention in this video is don't be disgusted by my garbage in the background there. I'm assuming it'll take itself out. So starting with the sausage, I generally just start to brown it in the pan. I don't fully cook it because it will continue to cook in the crock pot and add some more flavor. So while the sausage is cooking, I usually take this time to then start preparing the stuff that doesn't need to be cooked before it has to go in the crock pot. So that's generally putting the chicken. Yes, I put it in raw, and then it just kind of simmers and cooks in all the juices and everything. It's really delicious and quite tender. And then seasoning and all that jazz. So we'll get doing that. I always start off any recipe that I make in the crock pot by putting a little of the sauce or liquid or what have you in the bottom of the crock pot itself. This is just something I felt like is a thing to help stuff not stick. It hasn't steered me wrong thus far, so I'm going to stick with it. I will also start cooking or chopping up the chicken with the dullest, smallest knife I have, and of course the most sanitary surface for chicken, wood, right? As you can see, I gave up on that stupid knife. It's generally a goal for me to try to use the least amount of dishes or silverware or what have you when I'm cooking. So I was just trying to avoid dirtying another dish so that I have to wash, but it just wasn't getting me anywhere. And I wanted to be done chopping up chicken, so the big knife had to come out. I do start to add a little more salsa in here. It's almost like layering. I put some meat, I put some seasoning, and then I put a little more salsa, and I just keep going with that. As you can see, this is where I liberally douse my food with seasoning. I do add the frozen corn into the crock pot, still frozen. It will cook, I promise. I do rinse and drain the black beans because I just find that the juice that the black beans in is just overpowering in the dish and can take over the flavor, and I just don't want it to taste just like black beans. And as I mentioned, the whole can of chili beans, juice and all, goes into the crock pot. Again, it adds a really nice flavor. Apparently she's a little too thick, so I thought to add a little of the chicken stock to kind of thin it out a little bit. With the ground beef, I did only end up using half of that container, like I mentioned, and I fully cook the ground beef in this instance when I add this to my chili. This is a 93.7 mixture, so I don't drain it. It doesn't have that much fat coming off of it. Well guys, that's gonna do it for this video. As you can see, she full. Everything's in the pot here. It's gonna simmer. I'll put it on low and slow tomorrow morning for 7 to 8 hours. And then everything will just come together. So I hope you like this cook with me video. If you'd like more, be sure to comment below. Like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time.